Hi, my name is Allison McCory, and I wanted to talk about one of American history's most notorious terrorists, the Unabomber. The Unabomber, the story is so much more than just about a bomber who sent out random targets. The story is about a math prodigy, somebody that nobody would have ever expected. Um, so, the Unabomber was the name that the FBI gave this individual whenever he was doing the terrorist attacks from 1978 to 1995. He, for 2 decades, sent out bombs to airlines, universities, and computer stores, things like that. He killed 3 and injured 23. So, for background, he was a math prodigy and he was accepted into Harvard by the time he was 16. His IQ was 167. And so after that, he went off to work at UC Berkeley as a professor, and he saved money in order to buy this little 10 by 12 cabin and seclude himself in the woods. He had no water and he had no power. It was just him and this 10 by 12 building. In this 10 by 12 building, he would build these pipe bombs, and each one he mailed out would get more and more complex because he was trying to get a stronger message across each time. And this kind of shows just how it looked inside. It was just very bare. There was just necessities of what he needed to survive and a typewriter. And so he was mailing out these bombs, and he was doing it he wasn't doing it just to be a criminal or just to terrorize people. He was doing it because in his mind, he was trying to draw attention to what he thought would save humanity, because he thought modern technology was going to destroy human freedom and society, and it was just going to destroy everything. So he ended up writing a 35,000 word manifesto, and he wrote it on this little typewriter in his 10 by 12 cabin. He wrote 5 of them and mailed them out. He had forced the New York Times and Washington Post to finally publish them. However, when they were published, his brother, who he had not spoken to in years, read it. And him and his sister-in-law realized at that moment when they were reading it who actually wrote that manifesto and who the Unabomber was. And they turned him in. He got himself caught because his own brother recognized his writing, which is insane to me because anybody could have wrote that. But he had a specific style, apparently. Anyways, so after he was arrested, they ended up saying that he was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, but he was still deemed competent enough to withstand trial. He pleaded guilty in 1998 to avoid the death penalty and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. The Unabomber case pushed the FBI to develop a profiling forensic logistics. His arrest became a landmark in modern law enforcement. So the hunt that they went on for him gave them an outline on how to proceed moving in the future, because what they were doing back then clearly wasn't working since he was able to get away with this for 2 decades. But in conclusion, the story of the Unabomber is not just about violence. It's about how dangerous ideas can get and how dangerous a mental state of paranoid schizophrenia can get, especially when left alone, isolated, and unmedicated. It can lead to such extremes, and it's definitely a reminder of what happens when a brilliant mind can turn against society. That's all. Thank you.